All roadies, welcome to the road trip, roadies. If you hear the little pitter pat in the background, that's Lisa. She has 1 hour to meet her deadline, and she is typing, which might sound like a mile a minute, but she'll hit it. I know she will. Today I want to talk about, actually I'm going to name this video Dear Jen and Lisa. Although really Lisa's not going to be a part of it, but I'm sure she'll answer this tomorrow. But we just got a comment, and I thought it was very interesting, so I'm going to read the comment. And then I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay? So, Trevor said, which his YouTube name is Don't Worry. Trevor said, have you ever felt like you didn't know what to do anymore with your life, relationship, career? Listen, I felt that way about 10 minutes ago when I was doing my financial homework, and I was like, is this really what I want to do? Like, am I doing this for a purpose? But, listen, this is what I'm going to say. We'll start with life. Yeah, definitely. You know, especially a few years ago when I lost my job, and that would actually go into my career as well. You know, like I had no idea. That was everything. I had worked there for 10 years right out of high school. Didn't know what else I wanted to do. I mean, I went to school to be a radio DJ, but I really haven't had no proper training in 15 years in radio DJing, so I had no idea what I wanted to do or should do or anything like that. And then I was watching YouTube one night, and I decided to make a video, and before I knew it, I fell in love with something that I didn't even know I wanted to do. And before I knew it, YouTube has now changed everything for my life. Like, literally, YouTube is... I would love to make YouTube my full-time career. Not saying I don't have other plans, maybe to work for like, you know, Warner Brothers, or hopefully maybe one day with Ellen. But YouTube is really, especially after this medical scare, you know, I don't like saying the C word, so I'm just going to say medical scare. Especially after this, it's really put life into perspective. Like, you know, for a long time, I'm not going to say I wasn't living life, but I wasn't living life to the full potential, I'll say that. You know, like, yeah, we traveled here or there, but basically, financially, you know, like, we live a very kind of plain Jane life. And I'm not going to say I'm going to go buy a new Bentley tomorrow, but I'm just going to say, like, you know, I've realized we only get one life. You know, that's it. We only get one time. I was telling my best friend a few days ago, I was like, we only get one time around on the life merry-go-round. And damn it, I'm going to make it the best one possible, because I feel like this has been such an eye-opening experience, and I hope that you don't have to go through something like that to have that eye-opening experience, but it just is a way to be like, wow, you know what? No, I am now going to live my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. So if I decide to move, I'm going to move. If I decide to stay, I'm going to stay. Whatever Jen wants to do, Jen's going to do, because at the end of the day, if you're not happy, nobody around you is going to be happy, right? So you have to do what makes you happy, no matter what that is. You know, I mean, if you're in a job right now that you are, you know, you don't love getting up in the morning to go to, well, then maybe try to think of a different job that you do love going to every day. What job would you be happy to go to every day? Because when it comes to work, so many of us just do work for financial reasons, you know, to make sure you pay the bills. But there has to come a time where, you know, you actually enjoy what you're doing. Because if you're not enjoying it, then why? Is it really worth it, is the question. As for relationships, yes, that's why I'm single. That's why I'm not even in that zone of even looking for somebody right now. Because honestly, I don't feel like I am prepared as a person to be in a relationship with somebody right now. I have things that I want to do. I have things that I want to accomplish first before I even think about settling down with somebody, because I'm not where I want to be in life, and I can't bring somebody else into the mix, if that makes any sense. If I'm, like I've said earlier, if I'm not happy with me, how am I going to be happy with somebody else? And right now I just have so many things, you know. I want to get healthy. I want to and then as this journey goes along, you know, there are things that I want to do. I want to move. You know, I don't want to live in Michigan forever. So I don't want to find somebody here and feel like I am now going to have to settle here, quote unquote, because now I found somebody here. That's why I'm not even looking, because I know I want to move. I know that I don't want to stay in Michigan. I would love to be out of Michigan before this year ended, but I'm just saying I don't want to stay here long. So yeah, I have felt that way, Trevor. I felt that way actually many, many times. And I will say that I think when you start feeling this way, that's your mind telling yourself that you need change in your life. Just my opinion. I think if you are having these moments where you just don't know what you want to do anymore, or with your career, with your relationship, with, you know, anything that's going on in your life, I think you need to take a moment and be like, okay, what am I doing here? Is this what I really want to do here? If it's your relationship, if you are asking yourself, you know, is this relationship what I want? I just finished this assignment about critically thinking. And it's like, you know, you have to like really sit and really think about it. Don't just think about it. Critically think about it. Like weigh out get a piece of paper, weigh out the pros and cons. Are you happy? You know, how are you happy? And then what makes you sad? And it might sound like crazy to do, but I bet you that would help. You know what I mean? Like there are so many times that I've written down things trying to wait when I was going to move, you know, and it was just like financially moving was, you know, looking grim. But it's like, look, if that's what I want to do, I told Lisa, I was like, I don't care what it takes. When they said you have a job, there was nothing I wasn't going to do. And I think I just need to live with that mentality. You know, like don't settle, I guess is a great way to say it. Don't settle. If you're not happy, find something that makes you happy. If you're not happy with somebody, then find somebody that makes you happy. Don't settle. Because settling, the only person that's ruining is you. Capiche? Capiche. Hope that made sense. I hope I didn't ramble way too much there. I might have. I apologize. My brain is still kind of winding down from school today. I literally got up at 6:45 this morning. I just finished my homework. I probably took a 3-hour break in between that because I had to run some errands. But all day was homework. It took me 6.5 hours just to do my finance homework today. And that was just one subject. But tomorrow's no homework. Hallelujah. So, Roadies, I hope that answered your question, Trevor. If you guys have any questions for us, leave them in the comment section below. Maybe we'll do another Dear Jen and Lisa when Lisa don't have homework. But yeah, with that being said, Roadies, say it with me. Today, I can do anything. I'm not wearing bracelets. I took them off when I was doing dishes, and I feel like crazy without wearing them, but I need to go put them back on. What happened?
Nothing.
Lisa just made a gesture, and I don't think it was a good one. Oh, I think the computer's freezing. Okay, Roadies, I'm gonna go. Before Lisa starts saying 4 and 5 letter words. Roadies, we'll see you guys mañana. Bye.